Are you learning number 6, Gavotte in C minor, which can be found in Suzuki Cello Book number 3? Then this is the video for you. Hi, my name is Liz from Cellomoji.com, and I give you tips and tools so that you can learn to play the cello. So this video is part of my slow play series where I play through the song slowly so that you can hear all of the notes and the rhythms and how it fits together with the accompaniment. So here I'm going to be playing the song at eighth note equals 92. So when you are in this part of the book, I really encourage you to not skip over the scales that are listed right before this song. So the two scales that they are listing is the C melodic minor scale and the C natural minor scale. So these two scales are obviously really important to this song because this song is written in that key. And I think it's also really important to get these notes in your ear so you can learn to recognize them when you are playing through this song. Scales for me are the #1 way of learning all the notes on the cello fingerboard geography, and it is a great way of figuring out how to move around the cello to find these notes so when you encounter them in songs, then it won't be as much of a mystery. So this song has 3 flats to keep track of: B flat, E flat, and A flat, and that is why it's a little bit tricky to just dive right in without knowing the scale. Especially if these are flats that you haven't encountered before, I really encourage you to really spend some time with these scales to become familiar with them. You can see the time signature marked at the beginning. Remember, this symbol means cut time, or 2-2. So technically 2-2 would mean 2 half notes in a measure. So if you're really thinking it through, it actually is 4-4, where there are 4 quarter note beats in a measure. But when something is listed as cut time or 2-2, the feeling of the song is a little bit different. You're feeling these large 1-2 as opposed to 1-2-3-4. It definitely has a different feel to it. So remember this when you're playing through this song. Of course, because I am playing through this song super duper slow, it's definitely going to feel a little bit more like a 4-4 song. But remember, when you are learning this song and you're trying to bring it up to its final state, you definitely want to shoot for the larger 2-2 feel. Keep in mind, the tempo marking actually says andante, which in technical terms, it means a walking pace. Now, keep in mind, this is not the speed walking of New York, and it's not the super slow stroll of Texas, but it's in this nice medium speed walking. So you definitely want to not go too slow or too fast. I know there are all of these slurs in this song, and it can be super overwhelming. I totally get that. But if you have one thing that is going for you in this song, it is super repetitive. I'll say that again. It is super repetitive. If you notice, there are certain segments of the song that is just repeated over and over again, and this is definitely to your advantage. To me, I think of this song in a certain type of structure, and by thinking of this song in this structure, it'll help break down the song into manageable parts so it won't be super overwhelming. So first, there's an A section, which is from the beginning until measure 8, and then the A section happens again from measure 8 to measure 16. Then there is a B section, which is from measure 16 to measure 24, and then it goes back to the A section again from measure 24 to measure 32. Then there is a new section, which we'll call the C section, from measure 32 to 40. And then guess what? This song ends on an A section again all the way to the end. And so you can see the A section repeats a lot. So if you're really mastering that one A section, then you can feel confident for a big chunk of the song. And even within the A section, there is actually a lot of repetitive elements in it as well. For example, the first 4 notes of the song will be on an up-bow slur, and guess what? Every time you see those 4 notes in the song, they will always be on an up-bow slur. You can definitely look for other similarities in other parts of the song, and then check to see throughout the song how many times does it repeat. So seeing these familiar things will help you feel a little bit more comfortable in the song. The book is nice enough to give you these little arrows that show you all of these extensions that are happening throughout the song, but I really encourage you to try to just memorize and internalize that there are 3 flats in here, and that you're going to have to do a lot of extension 1 backwards. So you want to actually learn to recognize and remember these notes rather than relying on these arrows that you find in the music, because in reality, music is not going to draw these nice little arrows for you to remember that there are these extensions. Do you see all the dynamic swells that are happening throughout the music? These kinds of things, you know, the arrows going up and down. Those are going to be a nice challenge for you to try. definitely give your best shot at these. I have a feeling that if you're at this point and you're trying to do these slurs, it isn't really necessarily the slurs themselves that you're trying to do that are a struggle, but to try to make these slurs sound good. Trust me when I say, if you start instead thinking about whether you have to increase your volume or decrease your volume throughout these slurs, it's definitely going to make the slurs automatically sound easier and sound better as well. Keep in mind, measures 18 through 19, they have a set of slurs in here across some eighth notes that are a little bit tricky. They aren't what you may think you need to do. So be sure you are taking some special care and attention when you're playing these slurs. For the sake of just learning new things and challenging yourself to try a little bit more challenging fingering, I'm going to be doing the fingering that can be found in parentheses in measure 35 and 36. While you can totally opt to not do these fingerings in the parentheses, like I said, it is really great for you to just challenge yourself to try these new different types of fingerings. Of course, you can play the upper fingering at first to hear what it should sound like, and then challenge yourself to try the other fingering, and you're basically just building up your toolbox of different types of fingerings that you are able to do. Plus, we are practicing shifting these days anyways, right? So this is another opportunity for you to practice this shift. All right, so those are just some of the tips for this Gavotte in C minor. So now let's play through it. Remember, try your best with all of these slurs and definitely try your best to remember all the flats that are in the song. Here we go. So there you have number 6, Gavotte in C minor, which is found in Suzuki Cello Book number 3. If you have any questions that I did not address in this video, be sure to leave them in the comments below, and give me a thumbs up if you are a fan of this slow play series, and hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it so you won't miss out on any other Cellomoji videos. Also, let me know if there's some other songs you'd like to see in the slow play series. It doesn't have to be from the Suzuki books either. Have you joined my newsletter yet? I like to send out a weekly newsletter with some tips about cello playing, as well as perhaps some helpful downloads as well. So be sure to join my newsletter if you haven't yet already. I'll leave the link to that below. Check out the videos on your screen right now for some other slow play series songs, as well as some other videos that will help you on your cello journey. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!